What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the happily hostile Dr. Disaster, and Nexus Mods decided to get involved in the culture war again because, in their stupidity and arrogance, they labored under the delusion that they are untouchable, that people would just knuckle under and go along with whatever progressive nonsense they decided to push, but they got cooked.
Did you order original recipe or extra crispy?
We talked about this the other day. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered title has the body type 1 and 2 nonsense in it instead of male and female, which a lot of gamers prefer. Now, maybe you personally think that this is no big deal, but some people want it gone. In fact, a majority of people want it gone, and they created mods in order to fix this, but Nexus decided to do what they've done many times before. They removed any mods that did this from their site.
Customer's always an asshole!
As I said, they've done this sort of thing many times before, taking clear sides in the culture war. As an example, any mod that tried to change Angrboda in God of War Ragnarok into a white character was immediately banned, while mods that changed Geralt in The Witcher into a black fella, those were left up. But gamers have apparently had enough of this shit to the point that this time Nexus was feeling the heat from gamers. Nexus backed down and admitted that actually this mod, which removes the body type garbage that only a sliver of people actually advocate for, Nexus admitted it doesn't violate their terms of service to change this. As Grums wrote, "We're winning. Nexus Mods folds and allows male-female mods for Oblivion Remastered. They try to claim that the mod was never banned for the mod, but for the behavior of the mod maker. But they've banned other male-female mods before. It's a win, gamers." And I agree. The only reason Nexus would buckle this time is because enough gamers were leaving the site and threatening to use alternatives, to the point that Nexus realized they didn't have the leverage that they thought they did.
I'm looking forward to completing your training.
Oh, shit!
In time, you will call me Master.
Alright, me hearties, make sure you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and also, please consider supporting the channel by becoming a member. The first part of the novel that I've written, a dark fantasy story called The Darkest Heritage, will be available in audiobook form for members only in just a few hours. The book itself will be available to purchase on Amazon in the near future, but in the meantime, if you want to support alternatives to mainstream culture, consider becoming a channel member and checking out the full book when it drops. In any case, let's look at what went down with Nexus and the Elder Scrolls mod. The people who defend this body type 1 and 2 or A and B garbage told us that it isn't a big deal that this exists in Oblivion, so there's no reason to get upset about it, and it's so much not a big deal that they banned the mod to change it immediately. But here's the truth. The body type stuff is a slippery slope that gamers have repeatedly said that they don't care for. The CEO of CI Games put out a poll on X a few months ago, and damn near 90% of gamers said they wanted the male and female paradigm to be the default method that games used. The divide isn't even close. People don't want this weird, nonsensical change that these game studios keep trying to force on us. For the longest time, Nexus thought they could get by with taking the side of the censors and the minority opinion holders. These people were deluded enough to think they could keep beating us over the head with their weird ideas and censor pushback without consequences, but apparently enough gamers must have canceled their Nexus premium subscriptions, and Nexus saw enough of a drop-off in traffic on their site that they said, nope, forget all this, we're out. This here is the community notice that Nexus put out explaining their actions. Obviously, a lot of what they said was BS, but let's read it. They said, this mod has been and likely will continue to be a source of controversy within the community. After a thorough review, we've determined that the content of the mod itself does not violate our community guidelines. However, due to the nature of the topic, which often attracts intense and sometimes hostile discussion, the comment section will remain locked to prevent further escalation. And notice how they're tipping their hand with that statement. What they really want to avoid is the escalation. They are recognizing, perhaps belatedly, that this controversial shit is no good for a company like them to get involved in. But reading on, it says, there has been a lot of speculation and misinformation regarding the removal of the original upload. To clarify, the mod was not taken down because of its content. As stated in the ban notice, it was removed due to the uploader's behavior. In the comments, the uploader expressed an intent to incite drama and endorsed an external site explicitly designed to host inflammatory content. This kind of behavior directly violates our community standards. We recognize that mods like this can bring sensitive discussions around gender and identity to the forefront. While these are important conversations, our platform exists to support creative expression in modding, not to serve as a battleground for broader cultural or political debates. So, I think that what we need to do now is call Nexus out for their shit. I think we need to re-upload old mods like the ones that they banned from Spider-Man 2 where the LGBT flags were removed. We need to re-upload that. I think we need to re-upload mods that change Angrabata to a white chick and see what they do with that. Because if Nexus wants to stay out of the culture war stuff, as they say, which is what makes sense for a business like them, then if they really want to do that, then they'll get out of the way and let people cook. In fact, if any of you guys do this, if any of you have mods like this which you upload to the site, then let me know. Especially let me know if they ban you, if they ban what you have uploaded. Email me and we will call their asses out. And also, keep this in mind, folks. This is a win, but the same shitty people still run Nexus mods, even if they are surrendering to the majority finally. They aren't sorry for banning the stuff that we like. They are sorry they got called out. They only did this to prevent players from transitioning to other platforms, which would break up the name brand monopoly that they have in place. But gamers should move on anyhow. Nexus doesn't deserve to be rewarded for making one good call. DEG Mods is a competitor, and they are ramping up and getting ready to realistically challenge Nexus. But for anyone that stays with Nexus, we need to keep pushing them, keep uploading stuff that would only be objectionable if they were taking sides in the culture war, and we will see how committed to neutrality they really are. But I'm going to leave it there. What do you think of this situation? Do you have alternatives to Nexus that you prefer? Drop your thoughts and suggestions into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.